In this lesson, I will give you some suggestions about how to identify a research question. Actually, there are many different ways of coming up with a research question. First of all, it should be based on your own interests. As I said before, a research project would last for a long time, so you need to have some interest in it. That would help you to persist in this research process. Also, it depends what areas you are interested in or plan to study or work in the future, and the research process can give you a better understanding about this area. And the research question can also be derived from problem you want to understand or solve for a long time already. That is, you have this problem in your mind for a long time already, and you are curious about the answers to this question. Last but not least, the research question can be derived from some concepts or theories that you have concerned with. In other words, you kind of have some knowledge about this research area, and you are concerned with some concepts or theories, and you want to improve them. And this can also be a good start point for your research question. Please keep in mind that we usually start with a research topic, and step by step we develop it into a research question. What does this mean? It means at the very beginning, we just have some general ideas about certain area. And after getting more familiar with this research area by reading more papers, we can identify a suitable research question gradually. And later, I will give you some tips about how to develop your research question step by step. In order to give you a better understanding, I'll share one of my research cases. Actually, I conducted this research during my PhD studies. As you may know, PhD study is very stressful, so I spent a lot of time in the social media sites, such as Facebook, Twitter. And in Facebook, people share a lot of personal information, such as their photos, their daily updates, their lifestyle, and so on. But one day, I realized that besides personal information and updates, a lot of people also share public news. So I wondered why people share news in their social media accounts. I talked my ideas with my supervisor, and she supported me to explore this idea more. So in this way, I started with my research. After you have some general ideas about your research topic, the first thing you need to do is to understand the background of this topic. You need to conduct a preliminary investigation or informal gathering of the background information in order to get yourself familiar with the research area. For me, I read a lot of news and online reports about social media and news sharing. Meanwhile, some exploratory research techniques are needed, such as the interview or group discussion. For me, I talk about my ideas with my friends and colleagues, and in this way, I could get some instant feedback about this research topic. Then, you need to connect to the theoretical background of this research topic. To do so, you need to review literatures and past studies about this research topic, because this would help you to get some keywords about the relevant concepts and theories, and what the professional expressions in literatures are. And in this way, you can find out the research gap in this research area and make clear the potential contribution of your study to the body of the knowledge. And very importantly, you need to talk with your supervisors continuously, because they are supposed to be familiar with this research area and can give you some suggestions about your research topic, the relevant concepts and theories, in order to keep you on the right track. In addition, you need to specify the unit of analysis in your research. That is, from whom or from which you will collect your data, or which level of the data collection will take place. It's from organization, group, individual, or object. You must be very clear at the very beginning, because this is related to the feasibility of your study. For example, if you want to conduct a survey among the managers of companies, then you need to make sure you can find enough number of managers to participate in your survey. Otherwise, your study cannot work out. And for my study of news sharing in social media, the unit of analysis is the user of the social media. So I could collect data from my friends, from the students in the universities, and this is feasible to me. So for you, you need to figure out what the unit of analysis is in your study, and make sure whether you can collect data from them or not. Furthermore, you need to identify what factors are involved in the scope of your study, and how to measure these factors in the survey. Regarding the measurement of these factors, we often use another word, variable. Variable is regarded as a measure of the factor in your study, which is usually in magnitude or strength. And the variables are usually classified into dependent variable and independent variable. Dependent variable is a variable to be predicted or explained in your study. And in my study of news sharing in social media, the dependent variable was people's news sharing intention or behavior in social media. And the independent variables are expected to influence the dependent variable. And this is an essential part you need to identify in your study. And for me, I need to find out what factors would influence people's decision to share news in social media. And I will talk about this procedure more in later lessons. Lastly, you need to state your research question clearly. That is, you need to narrow down and specify your research question. What is the unit of analysis? What are the relevant factors? And what are your objectives? In addition, you need to clarify your study's potential contributions for theories and practice. And actually, it's very common to revise your research question during the study, as you read more papers and get more familiar with this topic. So identifying a research question is a process, but not a one-shot deal. And here are some basic criteria to help you evaluate your research question. For example, you should check whether your research question is clear or specific or not, and whether it is researchable or feasible or not, and whether it's connected with established theory and research or not, and finally, whether it makes a contribution to the knowledge or not. That's it. Hope this can help you to identify a suitable research question. Thanks.